taking out Ling to get into this position in the losers qualifier side. But with BassMage, this is the story. This is the Cinderella story for a lot of people. Out here with Puff, that character's good now. Forward throw is crazy. It's a free 50-50. And then the jabs. You've seen him get jab mix-ups all day.
So, I mean, it is the Cinderella story, as you said, and the question is it before or after 12? We really don't know. BassMage is going to let us know, though, that's for sure.
Yep.
MuteAce, phenomenal player, actually defeating Ling to qualify into the group stage.
Yes.
Another Peach. So we knew what Peach was getting in. We just didn't know which one. It was a very, very exciting match, but MuteAce pulled it through, and now you have another opponent at your pretty much sitting across from you, another really, really difficult foe in BassMage.
And one of the things that is going to be very difficult for Mute is that you don't get to pressure shield for free now. Most of the people that you fight, you get to keep them grounded with that downer on shield. That move is incredibly powerful to get not only behavior habits out of people, but also check them. One thing you do have, though, is really good air-to-air game with your Nair. However, your float game going to be challenged a bit because Jigglypuff is going to jump around you. And where do you get this practice against a rep like this? This is the only Puff doing it to this level.
Yeah, and I really want to see what's going to happen off stage when MuteAce is recovering. Most characters aren't able to go into a good position to actually challenge Peach off stage. Jigglypuff can. Jigglypuff can just sit beside you and throw out a flurry of attacks.
Yeah, just kind of stares at, hey, how you doing? Your crown looking kind of nice. You see my hat, though? It's looking amazing and really styling it out here. Forward throw, there's the problem starter. Now you have to deal with the ledge trap, which BassMage has been incredible at all day. Mute, however, when Mute turns up and like hits this like second level, like the dragon insult almost, actually just goes off. So if you're base, you need to make sure that never happens.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely imperative that that occurs for BassMage. Actually, a little late right there on the back air. BassMage traditionally is really good at throwing out one option at the ledge and then covering the roll afterwards. That time, MuteAce though escaping.
Yeah, no, at least the weight difference here does work in favor of Mute, but on Battlefield, in BassMage's DI, he actually been a pretty good spot. We saw this against Tilde earlier, too, where Tilde had a very high amount of percent. There's that challenge off stage we were talking about before. You can't float for free anymore in this matchup off stage.
Yeah, how do you get up? Up tilt, not going to connect. MuteAce aggressively getting off that ledge. BassMage now, the tides have turned. How do you get on? You air dodge, and MuteAce, great recognition. BassMage actually recovered in the same exact way earlier on the left side of the stage, so good job of MuteAce for saying, hey, I know what you like to do, and I'm going to have an answer to it right away.
A big part of that, too, is you might get forward air that ledge, because Jigglypuff doesn't have anything that insta-snaps the ledge. You have to either air dodge up, you have to side B, which lingers, or you have to pull off the sing, which still puts you in a delay on ledge. Forward air is an incredible answer to that. So I think that's why we're seeing BassMage try to make an attempt at the high recoveries, but you do that too much, it's no longer a mix-up.
For sure. Try to get that grab, not able to find its mark. Okay, what are we doing afterwards?
The down throw just to go ahead and put him at an awkward angle off stage and in a position. Wow, never mind the reversal there. He had control there, but yeah. Mute has him on straight hit territory. Back air, not enough even with that rage.
These air dodges are really, really getting punished by MuteAce.
There's the forward air on the side B. I was just talking about it a second ago. You don't have anything that insta-snaps. So for Mute, there's nothing wrong with going for that trade there.
Wow, I mean, BassMage definitely has his work cut out for him right now. You know, there's just so many tools that MuteAce has at his disposal to kind of get rid of the puffball, as you were touching on. You know, the Nair being a great air, as you said, Ajax. You know, that forward air kind of covering the recovery. I would really like to see BassMage air dodging a little bit less because MuteAce is consistently punishing that.
I think at this point, too, we're seeing Mute has decided I'm swinging because I'm up a stock. This is similar to how you try to fight against Snake, where, yeah, once again, no insta-snap. There is nothing you could do about that. You have to literally read around the Peach player, and even then, they can instantly auto-cancel that back air and do it again. So Mute has completely understands the assignment. I'm going to beat you at ledge.
And it's working, for sure. I mean, maybe BassMage needs to play a little bit more melee. You know, they didn't really let snap in that game either.
Yeah, they spent quite a bit of time out there at ledge. That's for sure. To the point we had to make a rule about it. But so I think for BassMage, I wouldn't be surprised if we still run it back to Battlefield because you get survivability, you get platform pressure, and also if you can find a falling up air, you can get a sing on a tech chase read on the platform, which leads to arrest. But the main thing is having escape options. Problem so far, though, is just you haven't been able to get past an edge guard. Like, it's just been the Mute show. But we're instead going to see Smashville, which equals the shortest distance he's got to work to beat out Mute on air-to-airs and get those ledge traps. Granted, Mute is still playing just the same as last game.
Yeah, just opening up with a forward air, 2 to be exact. Great start from MuteAce right there. But these down airs seeming to be an issue. There's an air dodge. No punish. Really surprised BassMage actually missed that.
You know, it's crazy. Usually Peach and Daisy don't actually have the greatest air dodge. It lasts for a long time, but against the Puff matchup, it actually kind of worked a bit because of how far he drifted away from him by comparison to normal.
Yeah, and this is a much better start, by the way. You know, we were talking about earlier, BassMage, you know, how MuteAce had so many answers. Apparently, MuteAce doesn't have an answer to aggression.
I think that'll throw him off, too, because before you just outpaced him a bunch on constantly beating him with these fairs. It's like, well, now he's up close to me. There's the forward air. Do you read the escape away this time? Does read the jump. However, misses out on the follow-up fair. That was such a good drift away from you.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. And that's one thing BassMage is aware of now is that MuteAce does like to keep that double jump. So after the float, there is still another layer you have to concern yourself with. Wasn't able to get the hit, but more importantly, didn't take any damage. Because last time that interaction occurred, there was a down air that BassMage unfortunately had to accept.
Yeah, oh my god. Whoa, wow, actually winning on the trade there, and your name is Jigglypuff. That's crazy. Usually Puff ends up losing out on those every time. Now you go for those downer loops. Absolutely. Trying to find the falling up air on that platform, which you was looking for. Now you get to chase him off stage, looking much better for base. At this point, you're on borrowed time anyways. You might as well keep trying to hold forward.
I mean, holding forward and is definitely working out. That'll be not going to take it for a split second. I was like, this is Jigs, maybe. But that back area is going to be enough. MuteAce tying up the stock count, but you're at 66. Again, Sing into rest is on the table if there is that kind of tech chase scenario on the platform.
And it actually works pretty well, too, because at lower percents, it's going to be easier to string those forward airs into Nair. You don't have nearly as much knockback, so you could probably find a good ledge trap here or edge guard. That dash attack does push him to ledge. You get the read with the up tilt note, just trying to challenge him on it. And these forward airs are very consistent. We haven't seen him win once yet here, though. He does finally win. He's forced to up B, and that's going to be a back air that was very well placed by BassMage.
Beautiful stuff right there. And I do want to touch on the fact that BassMage is throwing in a lot of grabs, and MuteAce is not having an answer. You know, so many times they're kind of swinging each other's shields and taking turns. BassMage's like, wait a minute, we don't have to take turns. Let me just grab you instead, get you off stage, because I know that's where I shine.
Which in itself is wild, because it's really hard to grab Peach. They're constantly in the air, so you're not grabbing him out of that. But that's mostly from these areas, but does read the roll. You saw BassMage kind of putting his hand on his head, like, why did I do that? Like, why did I let myself get caught by that? And now we're at an even game here. Very, very close, and looking much better so far for Bass in game 2.
Absolutely. But, I mean, things can get out of hand really, really quickly. Both these players are really string heavy, really momentum based. It's kind of whoever gets one hit, there's always 3 to 4 that follow, and 40 to 50% as well.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't take 2 hit interactions out of advantage in between these two. You've seen the combos that come out of from Peach. Even here against Jigglypuff, you're getting at least those 3 hits. And if you catch a couple jumps, that's going to force him to have to do something like the air dodge to ledge. Aggressive pound, though. I think he wanted an air dodge down to possibly get him on a read, but there's no reason for Mute to do that there.
For sure. I'm really starting to like kind of the baits that MuteAce is doing, the wait and punish. What are we going to see? Got the trade. That should be enough again.
Got him again. Oh, gets in there. Now you're forced to have to up B high, and he could just chase you. He could chase you the whole way. Let's get another Nair. You just keep rinse repeating here. As long as you do not miss, you get this game. However,
oh, that's it. That's it.
Oh, yeah, just let him fall. And that is BassMage getting himself a second game. This man is insane. How are you out here winning with Jigglypuff as much as you are? This so good. Mute, however, is very good at adapting. How you feel like things are going to go in game number 3?
I think if you're Mute, you got to have an answer to that grab because pretty much all of your stocks are dying off stage. You're not dying on stage. It's always you're off stage, and then it's about you're floating, and then the double jump comes out, and does BassMage catch it or not? And if BassMage catches it, well, now you have to up B, and Jigglypuff is one of those characters that can just hover with you and get the hit, the forward air, the back air, the nair, whichever one BassMage chooses. But a lot of it's starting because of the grab. You know, they're hitting each other's shield so much, and BassMage is just countering it by saying, hey, I hit your shield, you hit mine, now I'm going to grab you because I know you're going to shield. You're off stage, and that's my bread and butter. That's how I am able to defeat you.
Exactly. I think it's just the ever-present fear of getting air-to-air by Jigglypuff. Also, shout out to people who pick good music. I appreciate you. And
I saw you moving.
I started dancing immediately. So what do you do now for Mute? You talk about those grabs. You see how he's trying to trade a lot more in the air, get more back airs out, pull more fairs out. But BassMage is actually playing around it. He's waiting for the aerial to happen and then whiff punish. That kind of gets scary against Jigglypuff because we saw before, you don't even need to be plus 100. You just need to get your jump sniped, and that's the stock.
Oh, I think the jump's still there. It is, but BassMage knew as well. And we've seen this time and time again. Oh, smart stuff. What?
Wow. That was just so ridiculous. This is actually the best spot. Wait. Oh, the air dodge coming through. Gets the nair down. You can't get out of disadvantage against Jigglypuff. BassMage's advantage control is so good. He got him up to 136, and then the anti-air up tilt gets the stock.
That was such a wild ride. MuteAce, I'm pretty sure you felt like you're on a roller coaster just there.
Oh, I like the attempt. You saw how BassMage, after he saw the trip animation, decided to fade back to see if he could read the option. He did, however, get kicked by the get-up attack. MuteAce needs a good forward air at ledge right here to take this out. Looking and waiting. Catches the back air, though. That's going to be enough on the trade.
Yep, only 44% as well on the side of MuteAce. Not too bad of a position by any means. Comes up aggressively. How much damage?
Oh, because of Jigglypuff, that actually was a lot less than normal. Usually that would equal a solid 40 to 50 for free.
Jigs has some perks as well sometimes, you know? Even though you still die at 4%.
It's kind of wild because usually you look at Jigs like, okay, you're gonna die to literally anything. If you get shield broken, you just die. Like the floating nature of you, it's gonna be easy to kill. BassMage just plays around that. His aerial drift game has been so on point.
It has. I'm a little surprised to see BassMage actually doing an up throw in that scenario. Yeah, your position's good being below Peach, but at the end of the day, you're getting so much more whenever MuteAce is off stage.
Yeah, it really is. And then now MuteAce catching him on the ledge. That was such a good punish there with that forward air. Now Mute has the lead. That is the win con of this. Look at BassMage taking a second to stretch the arms out, trying to figure out what to do as he resets going into the stock.
Yeah, well, you still kind of want to grab, but at the same time, you just lost your stock for it. But you know if you don't grab, you don't get MuteAce off stage, and this is where you shine. Again, forward throw off the stage. MuteAce not coming back. BassMage doing it all day, every day.
The accuracy of BassMage to close out stocks after you get someone off stage. I think we've only seen one time so far where Mute found his way into center stage where he didn't lose the stock after BassMage was able to connect on a hit. That ratio has been so good for Bass. And we're on last stock here on FD. The music is cranking up, and both of them. This is still scary windows for Mute, even with this lead, because you already saw before. He just needs that one offstage interaction.
Yeah, MuteAce making sure not to get hit. A lot of float cancels. Going back just a little bit and then with punishing BassMage time and time again. Now BassMage is kind of in a position where do you overshoot your shot? Because you can't just continue to kind of attack this same position that you're going at, because MuteAce is with punishing it.
It's kind of in that similar window before. It was like, you can camp, but you can't camp too much. We were talking earlier about Siski, where he decided, you know what, I'm going to start going aggressive. And you kind of need it because you need a force advantage. But Mute, now just hitbox checking you, keeping you stuck. That's multiple jumps. Where are you going to land? There's your air dodge. No air dodge at all. No fear, but the forward air does, in fact, get the kill. MuteAce able to stop the bleeding in that game 3, because a lot of that was BassMage's control at the beginning, but Mute found his way to the victory.
Yeah, MuteAce just kind of altered that play style, and instead of really just taking turns hitting shields, just stopped shielding and moved out the way.
Yep.
Said, okay, you know, I have a lot of good mobility with the float cancel, so I'm going to jump up, throw out an attack, and move away. If you swung, I'll come back and counterattack. If you grabbed, I'll do the same exact thing.
Not gonna lie, when you say get out the way, I immediately heard Luda in the back of my ears. But getting into game number 4, we saw multiple counter picks to FD, and ended up working out one time. The second time, Mute was able to figure it out. Battlefield was kind of risky before because of the landing options getting covered quite a bit. But let's see. We're actually going to see Kalos here. Survivability is going to work much better for BassMage here, but it does also allow Mute to have different options to recover to those platforms, much like that right there.
Yeah, I'm just a little surprised at the pick, only because it's going to allow MuteAce kind of more options to recover. You know, when you're trying to get that ledge, you also go to that platform. You know, you have that float. MuteAce does a fantastic job of keeping the double jump, so BassMage is really going to have to be on his game if he wants to predict what MuteAce is.
Bro, what are you doing? He's trying to wake up right there, just dancing on him at the roll distance, trying to get the roll read. Now the parry. All right, you know what? Sometimes you got to wake yourself up. You got to feel yourself. You got to make sure that you get that confidence booster in, and getting multiple throws. You said it before. The biggest thing that showed the difference before was those throws from base. Actually almost gets the KO off the side. There it is.
Yeah, just immediately dropping down, recognizing how MuteAce was trying to recover and intercepting that side B. Beautiful play coming in from BassMage on his counter pick.
Oh my god, this is crazy. Like, these two are scrapping. What an answer, though, with that up smash. But the size of Kalos definitely coming through a bit. Did not help him that time, though.
Yeah, BassMage might want to start dash dancing again, man. You know? You weren't getting hit by those when you were dash dancing.
Hey, look, Mute is not one as well to not also do that as well. I mean, we've seen even at CEO entries that will dance on you on the entry and will dance on you in center stage, especially with these anti-airs. Gotta have to feel himself, put a lot of hitbox checks out there. That pound is huge, though. That gets you a lot of damage. Eating that side B, though, that actually was the worst thing that could happen to Bass in that spot because he had really good ledge control.
Yeah. Bass tried to intercept it with the down air, but it wasn't quite high enough. You know, that's one of those scenarios. Maybe a forward air might have been a little bit better, back air, something of that nature. But either way, you made your decision. You got to kind of play with it now. 90% on your second stock. You know that a forward air will get rid of you right now. You you might be in jeopardy of a back air as well.
And you only have so many mistakes you can make from this point forward. You are down another stock and facing elimination here. 2 games up in favor of Mute. Hanging out on the platform. BassMage taking a deep breath to try and recollect himself. We've seen this quite a few times. He did get that reverse 3-0 against Pluto. And he immediately pulls out the rest. That's what you needed. Go ahead and sleep on him real quick. And that does not have a lot of end lag after that, getting himself back in.
At least if you hit someone. There's less end lag if you hit someone. That's a beautiful change that I'm glad Sakurai made.
Yeah, sometimes you got to roll the dice, man. You just got to let it ride and see if it works out. But now you got to find yourself on the ground. Mute is not trying to have this happen. Not trying to let it be you. Don't let it be you, version 1 here of this block. That forward air catching him at the end. No chance for a trade.
Yeah, this is terrifying right now if you're BassMage. Yeah, that was good for your highlight reel, but highlight reels don't always win sets.
Yeah, you got to pull out all the stops now. You have to find an opener. As getting caught, that's the best thing that could happen. You do not want to be on that platform to potentially get red on your get up. And the air to air. Oh, no, the anti-air, not enough. Still the up air, but that one will definitely do it. That is the end of BassMage's run here at Smash World Tour. MuteAce is going to continue to move on in the loser side of bracket.
Very, very solid performance by MuteAce. Fantastic play from BassMage, just not quite enough as MuteAce one step ahead time and time again. Was this probably a forward air? Yeah.
Yep, every time. That's just as soon as you realize, oh, you have no way to instantly snap the ledge, I'm going to catch you with something that's going to catch you below ledge, and it's one of my best kill options. But the way that Bass had him stuck, that was such beautiful execution we saw to BassMage from those edge guards, but we finally ran into a character who could dip around it. And that was pretty much the sealed deal. The air-to-air trades worked in favor of Mute, and also the ability to dodge a lot of those edge guards later on, Logic.
Absolutely. I mean, and it just is what it is. It's how the cookie crumbles, but fantastic play from MuteAce. Yes, still one of the best rests in the game, but those up airs, I was really wondering if we were ever going to see MuteAce start punishing that because BassMage was recovering above Peach prior, and that's really not a position you want to be in because you don't have a way to deal with the up air.
Yeah, it's a pretty good option because at worst, you take a trade, you go